Sup, dudes? I'm Nate Heater.
And I'm Frank Lamontier.
And we are the Sup Dudes. Coming at you from actually not a movie theater parking lot. Although we are doing a movie review. I feel like that's a little sacrilege.
We gotta deal with the conditions we're dealt.
Yeah, unfortunately we didn't go to the AMC theater like we usually do. And
not supposed to divulge our secrets, locations.
and we had to go to the Reading IMAX instead. And that was unfortunate.
Yeah, well.
So we just saw the movie Nobody. And all I have to say for this movie right off the bat is movie of the year.
So far, yeah, it's
an early year,
it's
but
the best movie we've seen this year.
I think it's honestly the best movie we've seen even before the reviews, minus a movie we'll mention in a classic review. But honestly, even though it came out in March, technically, and it's April now, movie of the year, honestly. I can't see a movie beating this one. And if the Oscars don't give this movie of the year, they're wrong. Listen to us instead.
Well, let's not get crazy. Come on, it's early in the year. But,
we'll see.
It's a very good movie. It's a very good. I don't know if it's Oscar-worthy type movie, but it's a good movie.
It's an entertaining movie, and I think that's something we definitely are gonna mention. I guess a quick synopsis of the story is, if you guys ever seen,
not too much.
Yeah, if you guys ever seen John Wick, it's from the same producer. It's from the same producer as John Wick.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, it actually is the same producer.
Jack Reacher,
yeah. Long story short, a normal everyday guy who's a badass, but like in a past life.
Used to be a badass.
Yeah, used to be a badass. Now has a family life. Something goes wrong, and he has to bring out his badness.
Yeah,
badassness.
This all comes out in the trailer, so we're really not telling you too much.
No.
And speaking of the trailer, you know how the trailer has all the good stuff usually? And
yeah.
If it's a bad movie, that's it. It's done after you see the trailer.
Yep.
Everything in the trailer pretty much is in the first 15 minutes of the movie. So
basically.
I was like, oh no, this is going to suck now. Excuse my language. But
I said badass. What are you talking about, suck?
But this does not let you down. It just keeps going. It's really, really good.
Honestly, it just kept going up and up in like score ratings for me.
Action is amazing. Now, I know I spoke in the past about like fight scenes and how do these guys keep getting up and this and that.
Yeah.
And all right, there's some of that in this movie too, but it didn't feel as crazy. It didn't feel as silly because the movie has a little bit of silliness to it.
Exactly.
It has and not in a stupid way. It's like very, very like key points of comedy in it, and it's really good. Really good.
They did the comedy at perfect times. Yes. Honestly,
and it was like a natural thing, and it was part of the guy's persona. It just excellent movie. I
mean, I guess we usually start with the goods, but we're kind of going with that right now.
There's not too many bads.
No. Honestly, like you were saying about the fight scenes, you know how much of a stickler I am for fight scenes?
Yes.
Honestly, my favorite fight scenes I've ever seen have to be from John Wick, honestly.
Okay.
Because, I mean, like, don't get me wrong, you have, like, your Jackie Chan's, your Bruce Lee's, your Tony Jaa's from Monster Hunter, even though Monster Hunter wasn't that great of a movie. Mm-hmm. But, like, more of those types of fighting where it's, like, very martial arty, very, like, jump kick and everything like that. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to say, like, everyone does that, but, like, when you watch John Wick, all right, I'm going to stop saying John Wick because I don't want another marksman type thing going on. He fights nitty gritty, like dirty, like he'll get on the ground and like grapple with you kind of a thing. That's what this guy did in this movie. Hutch Mansell.
It's more like street fighting and grappling and stuff.
It's like
so much martial arts.
It's like street fighting plus like using whatever you can around you to fight kind of a thing. Like, don't get me wrong, in the movie he's portrayed as an auditor.
Right.
And he was like, he had some training when he worked for whoever he worked for.
Like he explained himself, he's an auditor for the 3 initial agencies.
Yeah.
Of the federal government. And he was the last guy anybody wanted to see because it usually meant they weren't going to...
They said that in the trailer, so I'm not really spoiling anything.
They say it in the trailer. So that's his background. He's one of these guys that left that kind of life, trying to live normal, and he gets pulled back in.
So basically, like...
Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
Like, basically
Another
with this...
great movie. Go ahead.
Basically with this movie, like... I'm trying to think how I want to say this now, because you were just talking. Like, he has a fighting background. Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, no one can fight that. I do love, though, how in a lot of these like bigger situations where it's like he takes on like 4 or 5, like 7 guys or whatever, 12 guys basically at one point.
I wouldn't want to give too
No.
much.
They do show hints of weakness in him.
Yes.
So you can definitely tell that he's been out of the game for a while. He's definitely got some rust to knock off and everything.
Yeah.
And I do like how he's just not beating up everyone the whole entire time.
So
like he's getting beat up.
In that respect, it's a little more realistic, even though it's still pretty out there. But it's a little more realistic because he gets some hits. He gets taken down a few. But it's a good story, too. It's a really good story.
Other goods I want to say, hats off to the stuntmen. I don't care if I curse.
Language.
We'll bleep it out if we have to.
Go ahead.
Hats off to those stuntmen. They sold their asses off, and they deserve all the credit. The acting was great.
Acting was very good.
I do love the little special effects they did for all the blood. Well, I shouldn't say little for all the blood. There's a lot of blood. All the blood.
All the way.
We literally compared it to John Wick. I mean, they know there's a lot of blood in that.
But it's
a lot of special effects are good in there.
Yeah, all the special effects and the stunt work and all that is very well done.
I'm trying to think of other good things. There's just too much good to say.
Yeah, well, it's a great movie.
Oh, the soundtrack. The soundtrack.
Oh my god, they use very specific songs in certain areas that highlight the scene.
Yep.
It's like really, really good.
There's a nice old car.
It's nice old tunes and there's a nice classic car in there.
Yep. I kind of want to.
And two bad points for me.
All right, we'll jump to the bads. Go for it.
2 bad points. They ruined a perfectly good plate of lasagna.
Oh my god.
And hundreds of deaths of classic LP records. Broke my heart.
Okay then.
But go ahead.
I guess honestly I can't really think of anything bad. Like literally after we left the movie and we just drove to this place because we got ice cream and milkshakes, I was literally talking to Frank, and he'll confirm this. I was quoting the movie the whole time. Like I was annoying him with quoting the movie at times, we'll put it that way.
He sent me a text about it.
Yep. Honestly, I can't really think of a lot of bad. Maybe the very beginning. Like we talked about.
Right, the beginning is a little weird.
It's a little weird, but it makes sense.
It's going to throw you off a little, and it's like, what the heck? But then you kind of figure.
But honestly, other than that, like, I think they tied in everything. All the action's great. I think it's just a...
Do we even know anyone's names? The only one I really know is Christopher Lloyd. He plays the guy's father.
We'll put like
excellent character.
We'll put like the main characters like right.
I'm sorry, I can't remember his name, but he's if you guys know Breaking Bad, he's Saul, and he also had a spinoff, Better Call Saul.
Yeah,
but he's Saul, the lawyer in Breaking Bad.
Again, we'll put the names right in the middle like we usually do.
Sorry, we just got caught up with the movie. We didn't just.
Yeah, we watched the movie. We wanted to get ice cream. We didn't do some research.
Yeah.
I think at this point we give our ratings, and I kind of want to go first because I absolutely love this movie.
Go right ahead.
So I don't think there's such a thing as a perfect movie, so I'm not going to give it a 10. Okay. However,
you mean we're never going to give anyone a 10?
I don't think there's ever going to be a 10 for me.
Okay.
So if I had to give this a rating, I'm going to go with a 9.2. I'm going to go with a 9.2.
Okay.
I usually go like 0.5s and everything, but I feel as though once we get into like the 9s region, it has to go like 0.1, 0.2, up to like 0.9 and then 10s. But like I said, never going to give it a 10.
I understand leaving room for, superior movies, but if you're never going to get to a 10.
Yeah. I just think there's always something that can be little worked on, maybe.
You can give the same grade to a couple movies.
Exactly.
All right.
I just so that's my rating, 9.2 out of 10.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to give it a 10, but I want to back off a little just in case, It's like, there were a couple of times where I'm like, but very little things bothered me. Even the stuff that normally bothers me in other movies, I let it go on this one because it's such a great movie. I'm going to go high, though.
All right.
I'm going to give it a 9.8.
9.8.
I'm going to give it a 9.8.
All right, guys. Well, as you know, at this point, here's going to be our average score. Where's it going to be our average score?
Right here somewhere.
All right. We'll make sure we put it right there then. All right, guys. This is the point where we usually recommend the movie. I can't recommend this enough.
Yep.
I say get off your butts off the couch or at work or wherever you're watching.
Go see this on the big screen.
Go see this on the big screen. If you can't,
good. The soundtrack is awesome. The action scenes are awesome.
If you can't, immediately try to find it on your streaming platform of choice. Netflix, Hulu, any illegal pirated downloaded movies that we don't condone.
No.
We don't condone those.
Okay,
but...
here's my 2 points off. I just remembered why.
All right. Backtrack. Backtrack.
Some of the characters are Russians and the accents, I couldn't understand what they were saying when they spoke English. So that was a downside for me. But go ahead. What? It was.
So on that point, we highly recommend this movie. Go see it on the big screen.
Excellent movie.
And wear your masks. Which we aren't doing right now, but we did it in the theater.
Yep. You gotta wear them still.
All right, well, with that being said, I'm Nate Heater.
And I'm Frank LaMantia.
And we are the Subdudes. So long.